Well,
I'm not going, though, because I just had dinner there last night. I just wanted to tell you that I finished this first, volume.
Oh.
And I should be getting the... How many others do you have there?
There are two others here.
I should be getting those two.
Yes.
Shortly. I don't know yet whether it would be Tuesday or Wednesday. I thought when it was convenient to you.
Yes, well...
you could call me when you get home from the office, and maybe we have a cup of coffee.
Sure.
And, and I'll bring you this one, and
very good.
You bring those two.
All right, I'll call you Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes, that's right. I'll be here up till at least till 5.
Very good.
In late afternoon is better.
Well, I certainly will call
just
you.
Just before 5 if you can.
Yes.
I enjoyed this volume enormously.
Did you really, Marguerite?
I think that it's going to make Anaïs very, 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 very famous in the public way and bring her lots of money.
Well,
I think every person interested in the creative process, every student of literature, in every university classroom in America will read this book.
Really?
I think it'll be in all the university libraries and all the, all the students majoring in American or English or European literature will read it. I think that everyone who's interested in the creative process will read it.
So glad to hear you say that, because
I think that it will make a fortune for her.
Really?
Well, I really do. Of course, I'm not a publisher, but that's certainly the feeling I have. It's an absolutely fascinating book and tells so much about the human spirit,
That's right.
And
kind of
it's very, very readable. It has a lot of strange kind of suspense, and I just enjoyed it every moment of it.
I just
it reads very rapidly.
Yes, I know it. And the same way with me, I couldn't put it down.
That's the way I feel. Yeah.
But
I pick it up
I think you put your finger on the important thing, because it seemed to me also that there was two things. First of all, a personal thread that she held on to, a thread of integrity of her own personality.
Yes.
And then, secondly, the constant interrelationship between life and literature.
Yes, and also between herself and Miller and June, and the sort of quest, the feeling of search that is in it on both sides. And I think it tells a great deal about Anaïs, which is most amazing and most interesting. I think it will interest everyone about her. And I think that Henry comes through with bolder and bolder dimensions as she advances. You get more and more feeling.
Yes.
And then, of course, I think this June is a kind of Zelda, like Scott Fitzgerald's Zelda, which is most fascinating.
Yes.
The literary child, the demented wife.
Yes.
And the way they both, Anaïs and Henry, both study her.
Yes.
It's like really she's the source of inspiration. She's the muse.
Yes.
June is the wild, sort of Venus character, the id personality, the sea.
Well,
and that's interesting because I've never seen such detachment.
Yes, that's
the
what
detachment with which Henry and I study this woman.
Yes.
As she was something almost under a microscope.
You'll find when you get into the second volume how she detaches herself from Henry. Then.
Yes.
You see.
Yes.
And from others too, in favor of, as I say, a thread of her own personality.
Yes. So I wonder, as I read it, I wonder if her. I would feel that her publisher was not exactly right in wanting her to have it longer.
No.
Because it seems to me it's going to be a very rich book, and I do think that in this case, which I did not think beforehand because I hadn't read it when she asked me, but I feel now that she should have more than one volume coming out.
Oh, yes. Well, that's what she wants
and that way she'll make more money.
Yes.
And she can have more rapid publication. And I know from having this long book that the publishing costs are going up, and you have to charge so much for it and all.
Yes,
you know,
the advertising costs and everything would be.
Yes. So I think that if it were a normal-sized book, it would.
Yes, and then bring
out various volumes.
Bring out various volumes.
I don't know why you have to have a long book on this because.
No, certainly not. It's got to be out. It's got to be in various volumes.
Yes. Well, she'll work that out, I'm sure. I think it'll make a great deal of public fame and acclaim and money. You know, I really do.
Well,
for one thing, I think it can't miss the universities. In the most university students will buy it. That's for sure.
Yes.
And then, of course, it's a wonderful thing for pocketbooks later to be used as it'll sell a great deal to young people in pocketbooks.
Yes.
When the time comes for that.
Yes.
You know. So I think she's got something. I think it's a very artistic work. It has all the beauty of fiction. It's like a Gide journal or Virginia Woolf, you know.
Yes.
It doesn't impress you as being the lack of literature, but rather another form of literature.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And it's a very intimate revelation.
Well, you know
in the sense of Virginia Woolf's diary, or
yes,
you know, Gide's journal, or
yes.
Oh, I can't think of any other.
But there has been so much on the part of journal writing. Don't you think, Marguerite, that so many authors who have written journals or published journals have not revealed themselves?
Well, that's true. I was just about to say that, although this gives a very, really, I think, noteworthy documentation of the outer world, which I like to see Anaïs do.
Yes.
I think it also is a subjective autobiography and self-investigation, and also a subjective treatment of Miller from within.
Yes.
And you usually don't get those in journals, you know.
No, you don't.
So this is one thing I think.
Well, in the first place, I think don't you think that the few writers have been as aware of the outside and the inside the way she is? So
few have been so sensitized.
Yes.
And there's some very amusing and amazing things in it.
She just.
I thought her reaction to discovering that pornographic library on the top shelf of the closet was absolutely wonderful, where she said, "This book sensitized my imagination."
Yes.
These books, and that was such an unusual reaction. Yet when I first read those books like Croft, Ebbing, and Stekel, these shocking books really opened my eyes to realms of human nature,
of course,
and of literary conception, which I doubt that I would ever have had without them.
Exactly.
And she had that same experience.
Yes.
But I had never seen anyone else say so. In fact, I never said so myself. I just thought it. So I really got a big kick out of that.
Well, you've got these two other volumes coming now.
Yes.
And
I'll walk over and we'll have maybe a cup of coffee.
Yes.
And bring one, and pick up the other two. I have such tiny fragments of time. I teach, for instance, tomorrow night, Monday night.
Yes.
So I'm going to leave it to you to call me.
I will. When is the best time to call you?
Oh, I would say call me around 4:30, between 4:30 and 5.
Yes.
Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
I won't have much time to read anyhow until this weekend. You see, because I teach all day, and quite often I stagger into bed early. I don't know how I'll feel this week, but if you just use your call when you can. I'll be here. That's the point.
Well, I could, to save you the trouble, I could just drop it off.
Oh, it'd be just, I would rather see you.
Yes.
And we can have a little visit.
Yes.
And it'd be just as easy.
It's been a long time since we've seen
I would
each
like
other.
to combine,
Yes.
combine seeing you. And,
I had a very
so
difficult weekend because Chico has been ill, and I had to take him to the hospital this morning.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he hasn't been eating for about 10 days.
Well, I hope he's going to be all right.
And he was so listless this morning,
it
seemed almost as if he was dying.
Oh, my goodness, that must have been sad.
So I've had a very bad time.
Yes.
So he's up at the hospital now.
Oh.
And, I'm just going along when I was so grateful that it was your voice over the telephone, because
they told me that if he made a turn for the worse, they would call him.
Oh.
Because they would call me, and this was the only telephone call I've had this afternoon.
So. Well, I'm sure Pico's going to come through.
Well,
his little angel doggy is not going to leave us.
Well, he was just impacted, you know, and they gave him the usual enema, but he was so, you know, for not having... I don't think he's touched a bit of food for 5 days.
Oh, my. Well, I think they're going to
So they're force feeding him, and if he holds that down, okay.
Yes.
If not, they're going to feed him intravenously.
That's good.
But they say he's seriously ill.
What's wrong with him?
They don't quite know.
Oh.
They're going
he's
to
seriously ill.
Yeah, they say he's seriously ill.
Oh.
So I've been quite.
And they don't know?
No, because they say that the constipation is not enough to account for this.
Oh.
But I think it's. I'm hoping it's just the lack of nourishment.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yes.
Anyhow,
do they have difficulty diagnosing dog sicknesses?
Well, they're going to X-ray him tomorrow morning if this doesn't clear up.
Oh. Because, you know, I mean, I wonder...
they'll have wonderful equipment. You know the animal...
They know quite a bit about...
You know the old Spire Hospital?
Yes.
Well, that's now uptown at 62nd Street and East River Drive.
But do they really know a lot about dogs?
Oh, they're wonderful people.
Oh.
Absolutely
well,
wonderful.
That's good.
They had a young doctor there, and they love animals, too. That's the wonderful part about it.
Well, that's marvelous.
So I just mentioned it because when I rushed to the telephone,
yes.
I would always be pleased to hear your voice anyhow, but never as much as this time.
Well, poor little Pico. Well, you call me and let me know how Pico turns out too.
Yes.
Okay, I'll worry about it till I hear.
Well, don't.
I will.
You'll be all right.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.